Good morning everyone. This video is made to explain all of the instruments used in the procedure of tracheostomy. The video is made under the guidance of Dr. Tarun Ojha sir, Head of the Department of ENT, Mahatma Gandhi Hospital and University, Jaipur. Beginning with the tracheal dilator. This is the tracheal dilator. The blades spread out on approximating its rings. The tip of the dilator is blunt. Curved artery forceps can also be used for this purpose. The use is that it keeps the cut tracheal edges open so that tracheostomy tube can be easily introduced. Coming to the next instrument, we have the tracheal hook. The tracheal hook can be blunt and sharp. Here we have the blunt kind of a tracheal hook. The blunt hook is used for retracting the thyroid isthmus and it exposes the trachea. It may also be used for retracting the strap muscles. If there is a sharp tracheal hook, it retracts the lower border of cricoid cartilage and stabilizes the trachea when making incision in the anterior wall of the trachea. Coming to the types of tracheostomy tubes, there can be plastic tracheostomy tubes and metallic tracheostomy tubes. They can also be grouped on the basis of the cuff. This is a cuffed kind of a tracheostomy tube and this is an uncuffed tracheostomy tube. Tracheostomy tubes can have a fenestra at the upper end and they may also not have a fenestra at some places. The fenestra is usually present at the upper end of the tubes. Now coming to the types of tracheostomy tubes, there's Fuller's bivalve tracheostomy tube. It has two tubes, the outer tube and the inner tube. The inner tube is slightly longer than the outer tube. The two blades, which are the bivalves of the outer tube, when pressed together, can be easily inserted into the tracheostomy opening. There is no need of a pilot and a tracheal dilator. The central hole in the inner tube provides a chance to breathe when tube is blocked by finger, cork or secretions. The tip is compressed. The tip of the compressed outer tube is not so blunt and may cause injury. This is not very blunt. Now coming to the second kind of metallic tracheostomy tube, which is also known as the Chevalier-Jackson's tracheostomy tube. Traditionally it is made of silver or German silver, which is non-irritating. It has three parts: the outer tube, the inner tube and an obturator. The outer tube fits into the tracheostomy opening. When the inner tube is removed, this is the inner tube and the obturator would go inside the inner tube. So when the inner tube is removed, the outer tube continues to serve the purpose of the tracheostomy tube. Shield is attached to the proximal end of the outer tube and is fixed to the neck by a tape threaded through the holes of the shield. This is the shield and we would attach threads that would go around the neck of the patient and be tied. There's a lock fitted on the shield. It fixes the inner tube inside the outer tube. The inner tube is slightly longer than the outer tube. It can be fixed to shield of outer tube by a lock. The longer inner tube does not allow the blocking of the outer tube and can be cleaned and replaced regularly. So this tube would stay inside the lumen of the patient and the inner tube can be removed to clear out the secretions. This is the obturator, which is also known as a pilot. The obturator is passed in the outer tube and helps in introduction of tube into the trachea. So when you want to introduce the outer tube, we would put the obturator and insert the tube into the trachea and then remove the obturator part. The blunt end of the obturator is rounded. It is inserted into outer tube after removing the inner tube. It is used for inserting the tracheostomy tube into the trachea. Now coming to the third kind of tracheostomy tubes, which is the non-metallic type. These tubes are usually larger than metallic tubes and are available with or without pressure cuff. In this case, we are showing you a tube with a pressure cuff. These tubes are useful for patients undergoing radiation therapy and MRI. Coming to the cuffed tracheostomy tube, the external bulb in cuffed tube tells the status of the inside cuff. The indications of this tube These tubes are required when patients need anesthesia or intermittent positive pressure respiration. It is used in unconscious patient or when the patient is on a respirator. The advantages are the inflated cuff prevents not only aspiration of secretions into the trachea but also prevents air leak and keeps the position in tube. Precautions taken should be that the cuff should be deflated. Now this is the cuff of the tube, and we can use a syringe to inflate and deflate this cuff. So the cuff should be deflated every 2 hours for 5 minutes to prevent pressure damage to the trachea, which would ultimately lead to necrosis. So we want to prevent that. In the current two cuff tube, inflation of the cuff can be alternated.